Common Core, those two words that have created a lot of controversy in the state of Wisconsin and across the country over the past couple of years. In tonight's Assignment Education Report, Lisa joins us now to explain the standards in her special series, The Big Three.
The goal of this story is to give you a little more information about Common Core. The standards were developed by a group of governors and education leaders in 2009 and adopted by the state of Wisconsin in 2010. There are strong opinions about these standards, which have become very political. Tonight, I am stripping away the politics and the opinions to give you a look at how the new standards for math and English language arts work.
7 minus 2 equals 5.
Lots of learning is taking place in Mrs. Scriver's second grade classroom at Northside Elementary School in La Crosse.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This math lesson is being taught using a new set of statewide standards called Common Core.
Every time I sit down and I think of a lesson or a learning or teaching opportunity, my first instinct is this going to help achieve a standard?
Under the new set of standards implemented this school year, teachers at every grade level now have a specific list of learning targets their students have to meet to make sure all students meet the state's new goal of being career and college ready.
The Common Core standards are articulated in such a way that you have separate grade level standards for K through 8th grade, and then in 9th and 10th, 11th and 12th, you have standards for those two grade levels.
Before Common Core, the state of Wisconsin used the Wisconsin Model Academic Standards. Those standards were banded standards.
Banded standards meant that we only really had 3 sets of standards. One was established for 4th grade, one was for 8th grade, one was for 12th grade.
With banded standards, educators were left to determine what students needed to accomplish in the school years leading up to 4th, 8th, and 12th grade.
So you knew what the 8th graders were supposed to learn, but you had to figure out what the 7th graders had to learn to get to 8th grade, what the 6th graders had to learn to get to 7th grade, and what the 5th graders had to learn because you didn't have those clear targets.
With Common Core standards, this second grade teacher knows exactly what the state wants her students to know by the time they leave her classroom.
If I'm sitting down and I'm struggling with a lesson and I think to myself, what do I want my students to learn? We all have those moments. It's right there in front of me.
Put your total up there.
The same is true for teachers across the country. 45 states have adopted Common Core standards.
What that means for students is that if I'm a first grader in Wisconsin and I travel to another Common Core state, I have hopes that the curriculum that's going to be presented to me in that state will be similar, very much in design to what I see here.
So who's going next?
And if curriculum across the country is similar, the hope is all students could graduate from high school with the level of knowledge needed to be career and college ready. It's important to remember Common Core standards only impacts math and English language arts. The only states that have not adopted Common Core are Alaska, Nebraska, Texas, and Virginia. And Minnesota has only adopted the Common Core standards for English language arts.
And I know that you mentioned that the governor is going to be speaking with the legislature because these standards are so controversial.
They are, and this is where the politics comes into play here. A lot has been debated regarding these standards. Some of the debates are, is it a good thing or a bad thing that 45 states have common standards? Some educators and other people worry that the assessments needed to measure these standards, that they're going to take creativity and innovation out of the classroom. These are just some of the issues that are being brought up in relation to the Common Core standards.
And I know a lot of people are concerned about how math is being taught to get those standards.
That's a buzzword. If you're on any type of social media, Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, you probably are hearing a lot of concern and questions about that. I can speak to the La Crosse School District. They are saying that they continue to teach math just as you and I have learned it the traditional way. However, they are introducing new practices, and we're going to take a look at those math practices in next week's Assignment Education Report.
All right, thanks, Lisa.